Dukes of we've done.
Kagura Bachi.
Episode 45. What's up?
Chilling.
Yes. Got
Martial Master Asumi canceled. Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah. From what I heard, yeah.
Have you been reading it or no? No.
Sadly.
You were digging that too. I'm surprised you just because you didn't find the time to read it, or
just fell behind and then read Choujin instead.
True. You've been going ham on that, actually.
I'm actually 4 chapters away from catching up.
Nice.
5. 5. That last one I read was 50 pages.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, that was like me with fucking One Punch Man when I was reading that, same thing. But now, right now, it's because the artist that does One Punch Man is
making a studio.
Which we'll talk about in a minute. But because he's been doing that, like, One Punch Man's latest chapter had 19 pages in it. It's like, this is a normal chapter. It's important. I mean, the art's still glorious, but it's just so sad. Because I'm like, give me my 50-page chapters again.
That's what I was going through my pictures for. All the pictures from Choujin X I've been randomly sending you. This one I didn't send you, but...
That art's awesome.
Yeah, there's like a page like this in every chapter.
It's just so dark. It's so, like, I dig it.
And this picture I sent you of the pharmacist. Yeah.
Oh, yes. The 3 heads doing something to somebody.
He's fucking lit, man.
Main bad guy?
Yes.
Current bad guy? What's his name?
Batista / the pharmacist. Because he, like, gives out, like, a drug that turns people into Choujin.
Well, then.
I assume it's so if they become a strong Choujin, he could take their body part and add that to himself as well. One of the first ones you find, like, he explains his power about, like, being, like, it was like a portal power. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I ran into a girl that had the power that, like, through a hole in her body, she could suck things out of other holes and, like, transport it through her. It was like, I thought this was pretty useful, but the hole's just not big enough. And then you see her, he stretched her out into, like, a Stargate and keeps her alive so that he could use her as, like, a teleportation machine.
How is she still alive if he enlarged a hole that is in her?
Oh, their Choujin are, like, super, like...
Okay.
They regenerate and they can, like, raise from the dead.
Brutal. So this person's existence is just pain.
Yeah, just to be his little, transportation door.
Doorway to wherever he wants.
The gross part is, though, every time he activates it, he like, pokes a hole in his flesh. I don't know if it, like establishes the connection to her, but it's so gross. He just has a permanent hole in his arm to stick his finger into.
Just because he uses it so much. It's like, this wound never heals with how much he uses it.
Yeah. And that's not even the only foreign part on that arm.
Yeah.
It's just gross.
Wow. That's crazy, though, that he, like, rips people's body parts off to incorporate into himself and then gains power. So
gross. I have the picture saved in my back pocket, but I have seen him without the mask, and it is gross as well.
That makes sense that would be a mask, because I did look at it, I was like, his face looks, like...
Clean?
Weird.
Yeah, no, it's a mask.
It's a flesh mask?
No, a regular mask to cover up the very fleshy face.
Deformed and grotesque, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
A lot of people have special eyes, let me say that.
So he has multiple eyeballs?
Many eyeballs.
Wow.
It's lit.
Eat your heart out, all for one.
It's for real.
No, I should check it out, but there's like, I say this a lot, but it's like, I do need another, something to replace like Poon Poon. That's like something I just kind of like casually read to catch up on.
There's something I wanted to start, that Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins.
I started that actually.
I'm just about to, because I finally heard like the base premise and everything. I was like, oh.
So I've read the first two chapters. Let me check. 2 or 3 chapters, because obviously every manga's first chapter is always long, but first 4 chapters I've read.
Because I finally heard like the premise beyond just. No, actually, I didn't know anything about the fucking story before then. I finally heard the premise, and I was like, you know what? That sounds pretty lit.
Yeah, well, it's canceled.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's got a lot of chapters out, and I've seen on, I think, Reddit, read somewhere that they at least give it an ending, because it was one of the ones that knew it was getting canceled.
Because his first manga was so successful for them.
Which one did he write again?
It was Takopi's Original Sin. Loves the word sin.
Oh, yes.
But it was also short.
But yeah, the whole thing of like the whole family getting amnesia and then finding out that all of them lived like this crazy, like they all thought that they were all like super close to each other and like a normal family, and then they come home, the place is a disaster, and they're like, what the fuck is whatever, and then they each have their own key to their own room. They all go in their room, and it doesn't show you nobody. It doesn't show you anyone's room except for the main boy, and it just has die written everywhere on the walls in like that cute, like that thick black sketching. You know what I'm talking about? And they all just come back to the dinner table and eating or whatever, and you can just tell all of them, they're like, oh shit, all of you found something fucked up in your rooms, and you don't want to talk about it. And you just find out that the main character, and it's all just first 4 chapters, not major spoiler here, but is just viciously bullied at school. And then even more so when they come to find out when he comes his first day, and he's like, how he has amnesia, and they all fucking play on that, have him come into this classroom and then just like trip him and like dump a bucket of like worms and dirt and shit on him. It's just brutal. But then it gets like, I don't even know, because I'm like reading it and I'm like, this is kind of weird, because like bullying doesn't go this far, at least that I know of.
The author loves bullying too, because the whole Takopi's one is the girl's like viciously bullied into committing suicide, like, and that's not a spoiler. It's literally like a time loop story of trying to get her to not commit suicide.
Brutal.
Yeah.
And he turns it around to where now his main bully is now getting bullied. And it's like, you can see something, because like part of the old him slips through in certain things where it's like when he saw the bully getting bullied, he's just standing there seeing it, and you can tell he's kind of like repulsed by it. But then the next page, he's like, yes, suffer. And he's like, what? Why what? But he's like, no, I can't do this. So he kind of so far has risen above, and like, because these two used to be friends, I guess, but then something happened where he started bullying the other kid, and then I don't know. That's basically where it ended, where now they're friends again. I'm like, okay, but what does everyone else got going on? And this storyline's obviously not over, because who else is bullying
because there's
them?
no way they get to everything then. In like,
because this is a big fucking family too. This is like 8 people.
Yeah, it's 44 chapters too, so it's like,
I don't know. I might keep reading it. I wasn't like. It's probably because I saw that it was canceled that was like a motivational killer for me at first.
Pretty big problem.
Yeah. I mean, the premise has. I mean, excuse me. That has some serious potential. You know, you could do some stuff with that.
I would have if they didn't exit.
But I don't know. I'll probably check it out. I mean, it's only 44 chapters, so 40 more chapters. I mean, I'll read it. I'm not going to put any rush on it. Like, maybe read a few here or a few there, because it's not going anywhere.
Well, I need to find my new background manga once Choujin X is caught up.
Well,
Not to say background manga. That's what.
I know what you mean, because I'm the same way. See, because this ties into the whole thing that we've been doing, because like Sakamoto, we already planned to read that as volumes, and it's discussed on the podcast, but maybe we have a section like we just do it with a few things, because we wanted to do it with Vagabond and Berserk, which is a little bit more difficult because we're swapping physicals, but which I started reading again, Berserk. I stopped for quite a while. But in my defense, I went hard on it. I think I read the first 5 volumes of the deluxe edition in like 3 weeks.
I moved my Vagabond volume from on top of my boxes to on top of my chair.
Your first Vagabond volume is still. I see it every day because it's on my desk.
I
with
see
my
your
TV.
Berserk volume every day. It's on my partner's desk.
Glorious. But you know which one I've been really thinking about to add it, which would definitely be something we would want to read together and discuss. 20th Century Boys.
Ooh, yes, I have the first Visbig.
Glorious. But it's been lurking in the corner.
Yeah, I'm dying to.
Softly
honestly.
calling my name every so often. And I'm just like,
I was staring at the thumbnails for Monster the other day on that note. Same author.
I've also been... Every time I see Johan...
fucking episodes.
Every time I see Johan, I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch or read it, though.
70 fucking episodes.
Yeah. It's not that much, all things considered.
More than Wolves Raid, and Wolves Raid felt long, and I love it, and it felt long.
Well, I'm not really one to talk with.
It's longer than FMAB.
Because what I could do is just add it to like my weeklies or something. Because I watch all of the weeklies, and just add like an episode there. I'll catch up eventually. But what I want to do is try and do some research into some forums and maybe Reddit threads to see what people say. Which one's a better experience? Whether
I
it
would
be
probably
reading.
read that one, to be honest, because I don't think anime is going to add much to it. Plus, it's super, super old.
True.
It's super, super old, and it's not exactly an action story, so it's like, I feel like it would just be better read.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of standing around staring at
I
each
think
other.
it'll also be faster read.
Oh, 100%. No way. There's no way I could not read. What, like, how many chapters? If it's 70, I mean, I don't know how long Monster is, but if it's 70 episodes, how many chapters per episode do they cover? There's no way it takes me the 25 minutes to read it as it does to watch it.
162 chapters.
Right, so say each episode covers 2.5 chapters. It doesn't take 25 minutes to read 2.5 chapters.
No, it's not going to take you long. My Blue Oak Bench was longer.
True. But 20th Century Boys really is definitely more of the pull towards me. Especially, too, because it's like...
I know nothing about it.
I also do not... I know, like, the base premise that you've told me. You know what I mean? I know
that guy looks real cool.
Yes.
I believe his name is Friend.
I'll take word for it.
That's about it.
Fuck.
But I do have that first Visbig, so maybe I'll start reading that then.
Visbig's what? 2.5, 3 volumes?
I think this one's 3 volumes. I don't know specifically, though. I know the Vagabond ones are 3 volumes. And I know the Perfect Edition Soul Eater volumes are 1.5.
Weird.
What the hell is that?
Such a weird number. Just why not just 2?
Like, if 50% more efficient? Thanks.
Or was just Soul Eater just longer chapters in general?
No, these things are not that big.
They're not. No,
they're not that thick. No. Like, in their hardcover. So, like...
Well, that's probably wise, because they're hardcover, so it costs more money to make, so they're like, let's put more of these out so people buy more of them, have to buy more of them. It's a collector's item, man.
There's some colored pages in there, though, so it's okay.
There you go.
I have so many physicals to get back on, because I would love to read that. I would love to read Soul Eater and get to the point where it actually...
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably, would probably want me to read Soul Eater more, is if I caught up to Fire Force.
Well, finished. I'm pretty sure Fire Force is done.
Manga-wise, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, yeah, Fire Force anime, though, yeah. I was... Speaking of Fire Force, I don't remember what I was looking at, but I saw some people in comments being like, here's to Fire Force 2024. And so I was like, you're crazy if you think it's coming out in 2024. I'm like, why is he crazy? It's been years since season 2.
Years? How many years, though?
It probably has only been a year.
Imagine. That'd be funny.
What do you mean?
Yeah, 2019. So yeah, it's
Yes!
been a while. It's been a while.
It's not crazy.
It's not crazy.
Who does Fire Force? Bones? I feel like it's Bones.
The show's official Twitter confirmed Fire Force season 3 account in May 2022. That's hilarious. It's been almost 2 years since the season 3 was announced.
Oh, David. They're the people that do JoJo's.
Oh, is David the name of the animation?
Yeah, David.
I thought you were just saying like, oh, David.
Oh, David.
I was
David
like-
made that.
I was like, what?
Oh, David.
Oh,
Making his Hannah moves.
making moves, man.
I'll start reading some 20th Century Boys.
Yeah, man. You need to add something to the background because,
I was going to lose Choujin next soon.
yeah, I mean, 5 more chapters, but I'll say technically you have probably more like 6 because by the time you read the 5, another one will probably come out.
Yeah, though his release schedule is weird. Or there. I don't know if Sweet Ishii has a man or girl.
Mm-hmm. But either way, I mean...
Because the last chapter was the 27th of December.
Right. So either way, you're going to catch up at some point.
Yeah.
So it's not going to release faster than you reading it. Especially if one of those chapters ends on a massive cliffhanger and you're like, I got to keep reading.
Though it is tough because sometimes I open up the chapter, it's 55 pages left.
It's a good day.
It's a good day. I'm kind of surprised they put out 3 chapters last month. Them being so goddamn long.
And with it being December itself.
Yeah.
Holiday season. Normally that's when people take their breaks.
Though I do still have plenty of other things to read too. I still got my browser mangas to catch up on. I'm sure I have like 2 or 3 chapters of Gachiaku to now.
Speaking of breaks, you know what's sad? I heard the numbers. One Piece only put out 32 chapters this year.
Ooh.
Or last year, 23. Granted, he took a month off for eye surgery, so that's 4 chapters right there. But it's like, damn, Oda's taking a lot of breaks, huh?
It was for a buff. It's okay.
It was. Oh, and he took... Well, actually, that's not fair because it should be more like 40 because he took the eye surgery break and he had the other break after Wano. He took there was a 1-month hiatus. So, yeah, okay, so about 40. And still in the top 3.
I was going to say, it's a good year for it because no one's going to catch up to Blue Lock.
No, there's just no way. And besides, the year's over, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also. No one did catch up to
No
Blue
one
Lock.
caught up. Blue Lock took it. Because Blue Lock
has a surprising amount of volumes already.
Yes.
A shocking amount.
Well, what I'm saying, too, is because Blue Lock season 1 was spring?
Yes?
Maybe summer?
Feels like ages ago now.
We were doing the podcast when it was airing. I know that much.
It's at 27 volumes, too.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
It just does quite a bit. Well, I was surprised to hear it's got, what, almost 300 chapters?
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus. Why am I only just hearing that this thing exists now? This thing's been around for like 7 years.
Which I'm wondering where I am. I think I lost my Blue Lock tab. I did.
Sadness.
That's going to be
A fun one to refine.
yeah.
Ouch.
I have a good way I could search it though, because I was right at the end of a match right before another one was starting, so I should be good.
There you go. You got that unlock.
Because
Blue Lock.
I have a lot of Blue Lock saved up now. It's been a while since I've read more.
My pun went unanswered.
What was it?
I was like, you got that unlock on Blue Lock. But yeah, so I think 20th Century Boys is a
Prime candidate.
prime candidate because
I'm going to start buying more of it. Which I don't mind.
I do, like, I keep saying this too, and I never fucking do it, but there's other mangas I need to catch up on too. Witch Watch and Undead Unlock being 2 of them. I got a lot of browser manga, like bullshit manga too, that I read.
Right now,
fall behind on.
Only have 2 because the app I was using also fell apart. So I actually don't know where I am in Record of Ragnarok anymore.
What app was that? Manga Plus or no?
Yeah, no, it was.
It's just some weird.
Just some one I had on iOS.
Savage. Oh, I also want to read Magi. I keep saying that too because.
So you can finally get the actual end of it.
Yeah, well, because season 4, this doesn't seem like that's ever happening.
Nope.
Which is sad because I fucking loved that show when it was airing.
On that through line, I kind of want to pick up The Gray Man.
Good, because I was so fucking confused with watching that shit. I think we talked about it here too, that like...
I still don't know if they have the sequel, though. I don't know what it's called.
Is it just not all under D. Gray Man?
I don't think it is.
That's brutal. You'd have to Google what it's called. But I was watching... It's a D. Gray Man's on something. What is it, on Hulu right now?
Oh, I have no clue.
It's not Crunchyroll, I don't think. But it was on something, so I was searching through. I was like, oh, I'm roughly here. And they skip, like, an entire, like, 40-episode section. Because it's like, wherever we stopped watching D. Gray Man back in the day, where we just lost access to it, watching it. And then the next episode after that, because there's still, what is his name, Church?
Yes, I think so.
They're looking for Church, and then literally the next episode, not only are they with Church, but it is insinuated they have been with Church for a very long time. So I was uber confused.
Yeah, I think whatever the sequel series is just anime. I think the manga might just have all of it.
Oh, so it didn't pull a Tokyo Ghoul, because Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re are 2 separate mangas on the Shonen Jump app.
Just pulled it in the anime sense. Does Gray Man manga have a sequel?
Well, let us find out.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, so that's good though, because then you just have to
read the 245 chapters.
Yeah, it's just 245.
Blue Lock was less, and less than Blue Lock.
What's 245 chapters?
I've already read the first 4 volumes like 8 times. Back when I was in high school.
You know, it'd be a good background manga for you. One Piece.
No, I'm not ready to go back in yet.
Not ready.
Not ready. I got too much experienced. I'm looking down at the One Piece fan as Tengen. I have lived.
Okay, bud.
I have read more than one manga. I have lived, Tengen.
Ridiculous. But it's understandable, too. Because, yeah, it's like, oh, what's 240 chapters? Oh, what's 1,100 chapters? A lot of chapters.
I hate to say it like this, too. I bet you that those 245 chapters of The Gray Man will be like half the time it'll take me to read an equivalent amount of One Piece. In real life human time, not actual sitting there reading time. Like, how long it takes me to choose to open them and read them. It's speculation. I don't know how well The Gray Man holds up.
Yes, but I think so. Your next foray into One Piece is gonna, because it's Water 7 into Enies Lobby, so you're gonna just power through it. You're gonna be in it to win it. But then I think, because a lot of people like to give Thriller Bark, which is the arc after that, like shade. They say it's like a common thing I hear people say is it's a C rank arc with S tier moments, because they're like some of the biggest moments in the series come out of Thriller Bark, but as a whole, it's like a lot of people are just like whatever. But I love the theme of Thriller Bark.
I could almost throw Bark. I'm sure this could stick to a lot of different arcs. But is it the one with the really ugly villain?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the
He's really
Gekomori.
ugly.
He's really tall and he's very fat in the low sections.
But it's like, yeah, but his head is like
His head goes
tubey.
like this and has spiky hair,
so
stitches
ugly.
all over him. Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking hideous.
Um,
Insert the motherfucker you are hard to look at meme.
that guy?
Yeah. Exactly what
That's what he looked like when he was young too, which sucks. Like, why couldn't he just always look like this?
Please?
But that's the thing, because this was when he was in his prime, and he was fighting Kaido, but he fought Kaido, got his ass beat, and this is what he turned into because he lost, which is, because it's his fall from grace,
Look at
really.
his fucking pants.
Yeah, they're bad. It's hard to look at.
He's hard to look at.
Yeah, it's bad. Especially because you look at Gekomori. He's got a strong devil fruit if used correctly, but it's like, especially when you look at the rest of the series that you've seen, because he's a warlord, but then you're like, who are the other warlords we've seen? Oh, Dracula Mihawk. Oh, Crocodile. Oh, and this guy. Oh, and
Buggy.
we've seen Kuma. Well, Buggy's not.
Oh.
Buggy's a Shishibukai after the time skip.
Okay. I would say he'd fit in right next to Buggy, so.
Yeah. Well,
So
Buggy's
ugly.
Buggy is the king of One Piece in turn, like the king of One Punch Man. The character
yeah.
king.
Yeah.
He's
the
king.
fake it till you make it.
Fake it too. Yes, that's
One more like fake it and make it.
yes. That's Buggy's. Well, I'm sure King was
Failing
probably inspired.
upward.
Yeah, failing upward, hard failing upward. That's what Buggy's character is. But yeah, so I think that like his character design is really gonna like. I mean, I think it's a great arc, but it's funny too because all of the great moments in Throw Arc don't involve Gekomori.
Yeah.
They involve other characters. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you've seen it. The Nothing Happens Zoro meme. You've definitely
Yeah.
seen that happens in
Yeah.
Zoro's greatest moment, like one of the greatest moments of the show. Nothing happened. Is in Throw Arc, but it's after Gekomori is defeated. It has nothing to do with Gekomori. It's Zoro and Bartholomew Kuma, who is, oh my god, dude! Talk about a dude that has just won over the fucking internet right now because he's the focus of the story right now.
Yeah.
Best flashback in One Piece. One Piece has been fire for so long now. It's just, oh my god, so good. Can't wait to read next week's chapter. But anyway, One Piece.
Now on to the chapters you didn't read. I can't believe you didn't read Spike's Family. It actually is heartbreaking, though.
Was it a good chapter?
It was a good chapter.
Oh, sorry.
It was a good chapter indeed.
Savage.
For a different reason than the last time I said it was a good chapter that you didn't read.
Well, last chapter was still glorious with all the fucking will she, won't she pass
Yeah.
the test. But now you know the answer to whether or not she passed the test.
That's not even why I'm so excited about this chapter.
No,
And was so excited to talk about it.
I can't wait to read it then.
And I can't wait for you to read it too.
You know what I did read?
What?
JJK, obviously. And
Oh, so hard.
there wasn't a Chainsaw Man.
I know. I just checked to it. There will be a Chainsaw Man.
In 13 hours from now.
What even fucking happened, JJK? Oh yeah, all this stuff. It's so hard for me to remember that was a new chapter for JJK because it felt like it was been out for like 3 weeks. With how much of it I saw on Twitter.
Our last Gokuraku Guy chapter was on December 3rd, and its new chapter coming in 24 days.
Oh, they got a full break. That hurts.
That's so brutal.
I think out of the entire JJK chapter, there was only 2 pages I didn't see beforehand.
Really?
Yeah.
The only thing I saw was Sukuna turning Yuji into a waffle.
I literally saw everything except for Higuruma stabbing Sukuna in the hand and him cutting it off. I was extremely careful that Malevolent Shrine's adaptation.
Yeah, wasn't it Maharaga doing the adaptation book?
Yeah. Part of me wonders if maybe Gege put the wrong thing and then he just translated it.
Who knows?
Right?
Translation by John
Worry.
Yeah, worrying us on if these are right.
Worrying me about your competency. Because, like, he's, like, the translator every time, too. You feel like you translate enough of his fucking exposition, some of it would rub off on you.
You'd almost like you would know what was happening.
Like, how many times did you have to say Maharaga's adapting during the Gojo fight? But, dude...
He did fucking... He's just so unconcerned with Yuji, which is gonna be his detriment.
He straight up just doesn't care about him at all. I love the condescending tone of, come on, some effort, please. Heal or die.
Yeah, right?
Some effort, please.
Like, he straight up was like, get it through your head already. You're boring.
Do that thing you haven't learned and that most people can't achieve this degree of.
Right.
Just do it. More effort, please. And he did, though.
We also got a incantation chant thing for dismantle.
Yeah.
Dragon scales, repulsion, paired fallen stars. I was like, okay. And then he's just like, heal that, motherfucker. And Higuruma was like, brutal. How funny. Pain still hurts.
Like that, no matter how cold I got, pain still hurts. He's such a beast, though. Some fucking dude that was just a lawyer, fucking trying to run Sukuna's pockets right now.
Right.
Like,
And what is
so respectable?
Is that Choso's?
People have been speculating since these leaks, because a lot of people think it's Yuji. I don't know what the fuck they're getting that idea from. Something about like, oh, it came from a certain direction. Motherfucker, it is so hard to keep track of direction in fucking manga. Yuji could be anywhere in relation to these people after he's off screen.
Well, actually, they're still on the same rooftop basically the whole time. And Yuji got thrown downward.
Are they?
They're on some
roof.
Or
is this
is that a highway?
Him falling onto the ground then? Because I thought it was like a building collapsing.
Actually, well, yeah, actually that looks like a street highway thing. Or it could be a parking garage. It's kind of hard to tell. Whether it's like an overpass.
It looks like he just jumps up into there too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because he throws Yuji downward somewhere. You know what I mean? When Yuji's falling off something. Yeah. He's not above them. But, I mean, I can kind of see it because he was training with Choso and Yuji's got some weird shit going on. Especially with what's on his hands, you know what I mean? He was in Choso's body. With whatever body swapping.
But the other thing is, Choso's there.
Like, he is there, yeah. So it's like, it's very possible that that's Choso.
I can't believe it. I have to go make a meme. Damn it.
What?
Damn it. I am a sorcerer.
Yeah.
The fucking good doctor meme. I am a surgeon.
Oh.
I am a sorcerer.
No. First off, why does the sword look so small in Yuji's hand?
He's dying.
True.
Well, everyone was saying, like, he's probably just going to die, and then the sword will go away as Yuji would make contact.
Yeah, because he hasn't made contact yet. And I'm like, all right, so Sukuna's going to dodge it.
Or Hiruma's just going to die.
Hiruma's going to die, and you're not going to be able to stab him. Or because he's dying, it's not going to kill. It's just going to do big damage, and Gege's just going to
like the uber powers fade away with his life.
Yeah, he's going to come up with some bullshit. Typical Gege bullshit.
I'm so sad. I loved Higuruma.
Yeah, he's a boss, and it is painfully sad that he died in the same, even showing it on the same page, in the same essence that Nanami did, being like, the rest is up to you, Yuji.
And finally looking him in the eyes after saying he couldn't anymore.
Yeah, because even the first panel, it shows Yuji's eyes looking straight forward and Higuruma's looking upward away from Yuji. But then you got it from here, and then boom, right at Yuji, face to face. So good. So sad.
Super sad.
And like I said, too, when I talked to you, this last page just looks like there should be more to it.
No, I just have Kusakabe.
Sorry, but I don't think Kusakabe is doing much other than being another simple domain shield for somebody.
Which, granted, is pretty fucking helpful with these people around. I don't think Choso, Yuji, or Ino can do simple domain.
Or reverse curse technique.
Yeah. So if anything, I want more Kusakabes right now. Can he split off into 3 of them?
Well, Yuji did something here. Well, it conveniently doesn't show.
The other thing. Yeah.
It conveniently doesn't show where he got hit with dismantle to show what his body's like.
That's actually why it would also be very helpful if he did have blood manipulation right now, because he could flowing red scale over the wound.
Mm-hmm. Because he ain't, to the best of my knowledge, he doesn't know reverse curse technique.
No.
Unless he learned it in that short time skip Gojo did, for whatever reason.
Or while inside Kusakabe's body in that training session too. Because that was still the weirdest.
Yeah, true. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like if he was in, because he was in Kusakabe's body, so why couldn't he be in Choso's body or someone else's? And
maybe they're passing the Yuji along.
Listen, all I know is Gege better not forget that there's a lot of mysteries with Yuji we still need answers to.
Yeah,
what
you
the
better
fuck?
not forget that's a tall order.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck is up with whatever body swapping was, and what's up with the implantation of memories in both Choso and Todo?
And what's up with Angel in general?
Yes. And more info on Mami Jaku. Which, by the way, last week you'd mentioned that you were surprised the Mami Jaku wasn't revealed in the anime. It is quite literally the next chapter. Because Yuji and Choso are talking to each other, and Choso straight up asks, he says, yeah, didn't your father have, stitches across his forehead or something? And then Naoya shows up to fight them.
But did it show...
It showed Mami... It showed
her too? Okay.
Because when... Well, it might have been the chapter after that or the same chapter, because he says that, Naoya shows up, and then it shows Yuji's dad holding Yuji's grandfather talking. He's like, I know you wanted a kid really bad, but if you involve yourself with that woman, blah, 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 she's going to cause trouble. And then Mami Jaku walks in. He's like, father-in-law, what are you talking about? And baby Yuji, so I'm sitting here like, okay, so either Yuji's mother was already pregnant and when Kenjaku took over her body, or she gave birth, then Kenjaku took over her body. Because Yuji looks like he's a couple.
I don't know.
Or it was just always Kenjaku.
Yeah, I was going to say, she could have had it for the longer haul.
Because it seems like the grandfather from the get-go didn't like... Because the grandfather also gave it off that someone had died. And then now came back, so it's almost like whoever Yuji,
that woman.
Yeah, because he met. Let me get to the same page. I know the chapter, so let me get to.
That's the other thing with the death painting wounds. They mentioned that the woman was already bearing a child with a curse, and then Kenjaku mixed himself into the formula as well. Mm-hmm. So that would fit how that happens too. Maybe they did already make the baby, and then Kenjaku added the secret spice.
Right. So okay. So it's
maybe instead of. It sounded like he mixed his blood the first time or just took advantage of her while she was already with child. So maybe this time, instead of mixing his blood, he was like, how about I just put myself in there?
Did I skip something here? I haven't read a few chapters and I'm already through most of it. And I'm like, where's this scene? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, right here. Found it. All right, so it's 4 or 5 chapters after where Shibuya ends. It's after Yuta, quote, kills and then revives Yuji. And so this is where it starts. Yuji's dad says, yes, father. If it's about her, I'm leaving. And he says, Jin, you can live your life however you like, but give up on that woman. You'll die. And that's Yuji's dad holding Yuji.
I still want to know more about the grandpa.
Yeah. Don't talk about such things in front of Yuji. They say babies remember more than we think. I know you wanted a child, and that didn't happen with Kaori, but her death was, and then interrupted, "Father-in-law, what are you talking about?" And it's Mommy Jaku coming in.
And we know for a fact that's Kaori's body because when he used his gravity, he said it's Kaori's technique. So that was definitely her body.
So if that's the case, because it says, "I know you wanted a child," and that didn't happen with Kaori, which is this body apparently, but her death was cut off. So it means she was killed somehow.
Bloop.
So that means I would take from this, because it says, "I know you wanted a child, but that didn't happen with Kaori."
Yeah,
So they both knew that it wasn't her, but that she was there. So Jin's dad knew it wasn't his wife when he was doing the deed.
Yeah.
But then what happens to his dad? Because his dad's gone in the first episode too. He's not around. Does it ever say what happened to Yuji's dad in the beginning? And that's literally it. Then
maybe they
Yuji,
both had to fight her off.
Yeah, because then literally the next page, Yuji wakes up next to Yuta.
I love those pages. Him looking all like serious over the fire, and then, hey, look, I'm a goof.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what a relief. I didn't know I would be able to do that. That's where I stopped, was literally the rule set for the Cullen games. I was like, okay, I'm done reading.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. No, thank you. I don't want to.
I didn't come back for the exposition.
Yeah, right. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, so Cullen games fucking rules. Get out of here. Cullen game anime, though. Yes. Bring it on. I need to say Sendai Colony on my screen.
Did you read your Shadow Eliminators?
No, remember I said that.
Oh, okay. That was the other one you said?
Yeah.
I won't even pretend to be disappointed.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
You know what else I did read? Shadow related?
What?
Kagura Bachi.
No.
I told you.
Somewhat shadow related.
Yeah,
Some shadow powers, yeah.
His powers,
they are darkness, yeah.
Watch him be like a bright blue color or something.
Yeah.
Or like
I'd be so
yellow.
angry. That'd be a Yu Yu Hakusho live action level fumble. I told you they made Kuwabara's sword blue, right?
No.
They did.
Why? Like,
and my partner was even like, oh man, it's almost like they made it orange so that it stood out against his blue jumpsuit. But Kagura Bachi.
I text you. I didn't particularly like this chapter.
I particularly loved this chapter, so it caught me off guard.
That I didn't like it?
Yeah.
Well, the reason, and let me get to it here. So the first whole half was cool. Like, him with the little Char was cool, and then
That's the part that actually upset me, is that Mr. Shiba's fight got off-screened.
It
makes me a little suspicious, too, but yeah.
If he even fought anything, because he looked clean.
He did walk up to some people in, like, a shack, I thought, last time I saw him.
Yes. But then, like...
Could he have just teleported them away?
Alright, so here's my thing. There's just a few gripes to have. Alright, so first off, Char is already a problem. That she just healed him, but they counteracted at the end of the video, being like, "All right, it's not a full heal."
No, I just kind of like
I did the chapter. I mean, so because like even though he was like on death's door, basically, not only is he still damaged from the first fight, he's barely recuperated. Made it a whole point that he's not healed enough to fight this dude, and now he comes to this place and just like gets even further on death's door, doing that new ability that he even says is like, I shouldn't even be able to do this right now. And then she pulls some mumbo jumbo magic healy timey wimey, and then what's his name? Sojo. Yeah. I wanted to say Choso. I was like, I know it's not Choso. Yeah, he didn't kill these guys, which I'm kind of glad about. But
I think one of them's dead. I did see someone on Twitter, the same person that keeps like, I don't want to say they're finding problems. They're just listing out their own problems with it.
is the one that you think.
Yeah, I think he's dead. But the guy was just like, what do you mean does this chapter change my opinion? I was like, all these interesting characters, your words are dead. And I'm sitting here like 3 of them got hit. And one of those 3 people that got hit, we saw wash up on the beach alive. 4 people. Like, this guy didn't even get hit, and this guy didn't even get hit.
Yeah. And the other guy that was...
And
he lost an arm, whatever he was going to do. But it's like, my thing is, okay, yeah, you want to say that he figured out now after he gained experience to be like, okay, now I can use another Mei. But it was weird because he didn't have the sword. The other guy had it. So how did he activate it? That makes no sense to me.
Oh, that's what he said, the lightning rod thing. He attracted himself to the sword.
All right, so he moved at super speeds to... so that means his own body went through this guy.
Yes. I wasn't 100%... I thought it was his body at first, and then I saw a picture and I thought it was the sword for a second, but it's like, no, because he propelled back up to the place where all of them are and started attacking them.
Yeah, but then, like, the next thing you see is he just comes down and, like, swings on the guy that was going to do something, and then... that's it. He's gone. So did the fight get off-screened, or did he tell... I thought both these operations were happening at the same time.
I thought they were too. Though I'm still not sure, like, when and which point both are. Because, like, if they both started at the same time, Chihiro did spend a long time in there.
Yeah, but they also spent a long time fighting. Always, I mean, it didn't seem as long as what Chihiro's doing. Yes, I'll give you that. But then this guy also still had to make it all the way back here.
He did. Especially when they said they were moving towards the water, too, which they definitely made it to because the girl washed up on shore.
So I'm just sitting here, like, my things is, I get it that Chihiro's the main character. You want the main character to beat the main bad guy currently, but it's like, that doesn't always need to be the case.
Well, I knew those guys weren't going to beat him.
Obviously, they had something going on.
When they first fought him, I tweeted saying, oh, man, they're great. I know they're still taking the L, but that was a good showing.
I don't know, man. I wanted them to beat him just to, like, you know, I like things that break the norm. You know, because it was the status quo of shonen to suspect that those guys would lose and Chihiro would be the one to fight them at the end. It's like it's too expected. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. It's like it's hyperbolic for me to say I hated it. I just would have preferred it if these guys that set up this intricate plan to take them out actually was able to do something for once. You know, it's like my thing is like. It's honestly a gripe I have with manga in general is side characters are just irrelevant most of the time. It's like going in, it's like, oh, well, you're a side character. You just can't win this fight. It's just in your story arc that you're going to lose. Only because the main character for story's sake has to beat this guy. And it's just like, it's okay for your main character to not be able to fight this guy yet, you know?
Hunter.
Yeah, so it's like, obviously, you're setting up that this world is expansive with multiple different magic styles and fighters and stuff like that. So don't just introduce these people just to be fodder or hype machines for someone else. Don't make them shadow clones.
Yeah. I do hope they're not all dead. That would be...
Yeah, especially that, what's his name? This guy's name, the one with the ponytail and the shaded sides of his hair. That guy seems dope. And it didn't look like he took much, like, any fatal damage in any of those pages.
I don't think
anyway.
he even took a hit.
Well, I mean, he scuffed up a little bit, so he took some damage throughout it. But I mean, he was clean through most of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like, it's cool. At least it even says that both of them suffered great wounds, are exhausted from battling.
That's the part I expected to be on, is the fact that Chihiro can even fight him. And I was going to say, in their defense, Sojo also looks like he's, like, in real bad fucking shape right now.
Yeah, he's bleeding all over the place. One of his eyes is closed. Well, it's weird, because in this panel it's open, and then the next page is closed. Or maybe it's just the way his hair is drawn.
He's, like, bleeding out of everything now.
Yeah. So, I do think that, I mean, I don't think anything. I know Chihiro is going to win this fight. Yeah. It's just, there's no way he loses at this point.
Unless they want to take Char back away.
Yeah, but again, something has to happen because when you introduce it, so it's like My Hero problem with Eri. You know, you introduced a character that just strap on the back of the main character's body, and now he's invincible.
He's a super battery.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because she can just heal wounds, but I mean, it seems like it's a very weak heal.
Yeah.
Based on what we see here, and very difficult for her to do. So, I just don't want her to be regulated to just some healer, you know what I mean? If that's the case, have her a healer in a hospital, not a healer on the battlefield type deal, where she's like prolonging fights by healing people. It's like...
She probably shouldn't even be out on the battlefield.
Yeah, exactly. Put her as like a, okay, this battle is over type deal, let's get you fixed up with this...
Let's bring you to the official guys, and they'll take care of you now.
Exactly. So, but apparently 12 seconds later, so...
The battle would last a mere moment.
I mean, I think that fucking Chihiro's sword just has an upper edge against Cloud Gouger anyway.
I think Cloud Gouger's got better combinations, though. Because, like, the way he turned the water to ice, too.
But like he's using straight up Mei and Nishiki. I think
it's the cloaking one. I think
Mei is like the lightning, straight lightning, and Nishiki's isn't Nishiki which one's that?
I think it's the cloaking one.
So it's not the newest one he just used.
No, because that was Shred, Kuro.
Because if he used that one, I think that he would have. I think that the one he used to kill mad people, the one that each hit hits 20 times or whatever, that one is the one that's going to be fucking... That would just, like, win out default against just Mei alone.
I swore this was the chapter where they laid it out.
It was at the end, wasn't it? It was the last page of a chapter, so if it's not that chapter, it might be the one before. Oh, yeah, it's before that, because that's the stupid clown guys. Dudes with the Oni masks. So I said get clowned on. They were talking throughout the whole chapter and then just died.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, cloaking.
Is it called Nishiki or something?
Yeah, Nishiki cloaking.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that is the one he's using.
I think the absorbing one would be OP against him because, like, surely you would just absorb the Mei.
There's 7 swords?
Yes. I did see a picture... I don't think Cloud Gouger's the one that's up for auction. Actually, I think it was.
It would make sense.
Yeah, I think that was the wrench in what we were thinking because I saw it on Twitter. They mentioned it. It was like Shuniichi or something. It was the only one of them that actually wasn't ripped out of the box it was in. Because you see the picture of them all laid out when the dad mentions it or talks about it, and one of them has like a big ass rope wrapped around it, and then you see the same room after it's been ransacked. You don't see a matching box
for the rope
the rope sealed one. So, and a bleh. And when they mention which one's being auctioned, he thinks of that one.
Interesting. Maybe the seal couldn't have been. It was like maybe it's like one of the stronger ones. The seal
like,
is
shit,
strong.
Let's bring the whole fucking thing then.
Or something that's like we don't want to mess with by
don't want to risk it. Like if they had it sealed and it was the only one that's sealed, far be it for me to be the one that rips it off.
So do you think that Kagura Bachi as a whole, it's really early to tell, ends with these 7 swords, or you think there's going to be something in there to prolong this series?
I think it's going to depend on the people, whoever has it and what they're doing it with, because that seems to be his like big point of contention is like they're not going to be used for killing. Mm-hmm. You're not worthy to wield katana. So I do think it is going to possibly also determine some of it. Mm-hmm. Like if he takes the last katana from a real bad dude, and that bad dude's like, okay, well, I'm still going to conquer the nation, or something like stupid top of the head example.
Right. Well, again, because, I mean, you could have an arc, too. I mean, that's basically, you just gave yourself 7 free arcs.
Yeah.
And one of
For him to find a life's purpose.
Yeah, and one of those arcs could also just be like a really long arc. Something like
Let's say, yeah,
the details.
Some of them would take forever.
One of the details of one of the arcs could just be like a Alabasta versus the rest of the first arcs in One Piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alabasta's a hugely long arc compared to like.
Plus arcs just to find
the Barate
information about the next sword or stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, like I said, it's way too early to tell. It's chapter 14, right?
16.
Oh, 16. So
2 weeks till the next one. I just noticed. 13 days. Shot to the
mine says
heart.
12, but either way, same thing.
Ooh, that makes me sad.
What's that?
No days on Kaiju.
Oh, sadness. Yep. No
Ooh,
days.
that's weird. But we have days on the Kaiju B side.
Oh, fuck. I forgot that. I forgot to read that. No!
That's why I said both Kaijus.
I thought you meant as in, like, both Kaiju chapters.
No.
Fuck. I'm sorry. I completely forgot about it.
Fumbled bag this week.
I did.
It's long too, don't even.
Yeah, I know.
Don't even fool yourself.
37 chapters, yeah. I feel like you had said, too, if anyone was to get a side story, it should be him.
Yeah. And I don't think it's going to be that long, judging from the first chapter.
I mean...
It still could be, but...
Is it still the same author, or is he having someone else draw it?
I actually didn't even check.
Because I don't see his name.
Art by someone else.
Oh, yeah, story by him, art by Kentaro Hidano.
To be honest, completely indistinguishable from his style.
Oh, yeah, huh? I mean, dude, this is straight up the fucking same manga.
It's literally...
Holy shit.
It's the same picture. You know, like, it's...
Who is this guy? His assistant?
Yeah, it's eerie, actually.
Yeah, for real. Jeez.
I wouldn't have even known if you didn't mention it.
That's hilarious.
But then the main Kaiju chapter, then.
Yes. Fucking...
We've been asking for ages, and he's finally here.
Fucking Reno, man.
And he's looking sick. I went from non-believer to believer.
Dude, he's looking just like way more badass than you. I was like, dude, you're now a fucking like top tier dude. Like, look at the power of that ice that he was dishing out there.
They gave him wing blades. I love wing blades.
Yes, they did. I was like, jeez. And he's just like... Also, another chapter.
Look at one picture of him like smiling. Like every other picture is him with the like go die eyes.
Yeah. Also, by the way, another chapter, 25 pages that felt like 4 pages.
Yeah.
It just flew by.
God, this guy got really cheaped out on the upgrades though. The man that got the bow guns. That's
first
so
off,
silly.
I forgot this guy even existed until I saw him.
I expected him. After I saw him, though, I'm like, there's going to be more. And I'm not going to recognize a single one of these ones that come after.
Iharu Furuhashi.
I at least remember him because he had his little arc with Reno's little arc.
Yes, I remember that. Honestly, I remembered. It was like Light getting the Death Note again when he was in the helicopter. And it's it was literally that. I was like, this guy exists. I forgot about him.
Did you have that kind of realization for Bow Guy?
No, I did not.
Who let this man have bow guns? That's so sad. Guys, can I have a cool main character weapon?
But
Here's
it's
a bow gun.
It's a gun with a bowstring. What's the point of the bowstring?
I know. It's so sad. He can't shoot straight, so he needs the barrel to keep the arrows straight.
Oh my god.
Guys, this is cool, right?
Imagine.
Guys?
That would be fucking hilarious.
That's like how fucked up Shinobi is in this picture. She's like...
Oh, yeah. like bleeding out
Haruichi, as her eyes all jacked.
her eyes jacked. She's bleeding out of both eyes, her mouth, her nose, and her forehead. She's just messed up.
Girl, save your words.
How many times does Reno have to say, "Sir, please go," in this chapter for Kafka to just be like, "Ah, yes."
I know, it took forever.
I
like that he threw one of his little wing blades at him, though.
Yes.
We got one chibi Reno.
Yes, right here. This one.
That one. But he still has the go die eyes.
That double page at the end, too.
Oh, yeah.
With both of them standing next to her.
Now that he actually looks like a main character.
Yes. But reinforces that ain't nobody dying in this arc.
I don't know. Mina's pretty fucked right now, though.
If anyone was to die, though, she would be like the one you'd want the least to die.
But I also understand.
I understand Kaiju number 9's purpose.
I more mean like if there's anyone to kill though that would have an impact on the audience.
That too, yes.
Yeah.
On both.
If someone fucking ate Reno right now, I wouldn't care nearly as much if someone ate Mina. Like,
which is weird because she says like nothing for the whole series. It's more of her connection to Kafka. That we care about.
And her badassness because she's
just her. She just oozes.
She's a boss.
She's on page, yeah.
The only person that would break my heart more is Hoshina.
I don't think that's happening.
No.
That would just be devastating for Kafka, though. And even, like, because, like, we still, like, he got that one conversation with her on the rooftop that one time about them, like, you know, doing what they can do on the front lines, but it's, like, they still haven't had that moment of, like, true reconnection since he finally got onto the what do they call this? Oh my god! What is their team name?
Kaiju Neutralization Force. I don't know what squad they are.
We'll call it that. Yeah. I forget what squad they are too, but yeah, it's like they because he joins her squad and everything too. So it's like, but like they don't talk to each other ever, even though they know each other. So
it'll be even more heart-wrenching after we just had the Mina flashback too, where she's like, I needed you here.
Yeah.
That'll break my heart.
So, I mean, it might come. He might do it to us. That would be...
Because that would still be 9 winning, could still put the heroes on the back foot. Like, it's not over yet.
Oh, boy.
I'd rather it go back to status quo than kill Mina. Not really.
I need status quo to change. But I don't know if I want Mina to be the one whose death changes it.
The sacrifice on the altar.
Maybe later, towards the end. Unless the series is almost over type deal. It's like, this is the last arc.
I sure hope not. I sure hope Kaiju number 9's not going to be the only main bad guy here.
Yeah, but... Alright, so the only other thing is, like, that they could do is, like...
There's still plenty. Like, where do the other kaijus come from? Because we
know where it come from. They know that there's a gate.
Well, I mean, actually go there.
Yeah. So there's, like, the lurking legend or whatever that's down there. I'm sure there's some boss kaiju that's there. Like,
there's still the question of where the one that turned him into a kaiju came from.
Yeah, the bug thing. Yeah, what's up with that?
Ghost Samurai Dude.
Please elaborate. Ghost Samurai Dude.
Please, we need more for Ghost Samurai Dude.
He was on a single panel that one time, but we need more of Ghost Samurai.
And then, because 9's been making them recently too, so I'd put like more information on that.
And in an alarming rate of them too.
Yes.
Like the amount of kaiju that are in this one fight is more than all kaiju in history have come out. So it's like,
was it 4 born on top kaiju
4 numbers on top of all the Dai kaijus that Reno just fucking froze solid, and all of the mini ones that are just running around, and the fucking Well, was one of the numbered ones the large S one that mean a one shot?
Yeah.
But then there was also the giant cube. Or am I thinking of a different one? She one shot at a different time.
She did one shot the cube too, though.
She did, yeah. Fucking cube. What a letdown of a numbered kaiju.
I would really like a Go to the Beast World arc. That'd just be so lit. Bring all of Division 3.
Hollow Earth Theory with the Godzilla verse.
Hollow Earth Part 54. It goes so hard.
Kaiju number 50.
The Hollow Earth Incident.
Oh, shit. That's chapter 100, too, of Kaiju.
Right?
Milestone.
It's beautiful.
It is.
In the spring, we'll get the anime. Did you watch that new trailer yet?
I did, yes.
Good.
That's another one to add to the spring lineup. That's the spring lineup, man. It's just so... Kaiju is definitely... Is it coming in?
It's spring. I think it's April.
Well, I thought that Bleach was... I could have sworn I saw it in spring, but everything I've seen now is to be announced. But Mashoko Tensei season, the second core of that is coming out in spring.
Yeah, April.
Yeah. Kaiju number 8. What was the other big name that's coming out? I'm just losing it. Slime. Reincarnated as a slime. I'm pretty sure it's coming out then. And some other big names I'm just forgetting about right now. That I'm just like, damn, spring season's like loaded up. This season there's a lot of just like, I don't know. Ones, you know those anime that's like the premise is like, oh, that seems interesting, but then you watch the first 3 episodes and you just lose interest in it because it's just like,
it's been a while, but yeah,
I feel like there's a bunch of those out right now that I'm like, I've got taken a few screenshots of some of them and saved some on my watch list on like Crunchyroll and Hulu and stuff, and I'm like, I'll check them out, but at the same time I'm not entirely hopeful. No, I am hopeful for Solo Leveling. I watched episode 1 of that. You've read at least the beginning parts of Solo Leveling, right? I thought you read some of it at one point.
I think I opened it once and tried reading the first chapter.
I was talking to a mutual friend that also read it one time, and he was... I didn't really see much discourse on the Solo Leveling episode. Like, I haven't seen people talking about it. That's more of I haven't like gone looking for it. I haven't like taken the initiative to go find said discourse. I know it's there because he's seen it, and he's saying that people were angry at the first episode. And I'm like, over what though? The only thing I could see is, so Solo Leveling has their own version of like the Chimera Ant arc in the aspect of how the ants evolve. They're ants that evolve by, like Chimera ants evolve by eating people with Nen and get stronger. These guys are basically the same way, and it comes out to like there's a king ant or whatever, but the king ant is much more ant. They are much more ant-like. They all look like ants. Whereas Meruem does not look like an ant. You know what I mean?
To be fair, his mama did.
His mom did, yes. The king ant looks more like his mother, but just slightly more humanoid and, more badassery of the thing. But so that's a later arc that happens in Solo Leveling. And they started the episode 1 with showing off some of the S-Class heroes fighting that species of ant. So I'm like, that's weird because that's like a super late arc. And I don't want them to rush to where they get to that arc in season 1. Like, I don't know how many episodes this season's going to be. If it's 25, then maybe they could get there. If maybe 13, I think is pushing it.
It could still just be like the Boruto thing, though, where they open with something way in the future.
Well, because my thing, too, with it is there was no context with it. It was literally just like a showcase while the narrator talked. And these guys were
heroes.
Yeah. They're
divided into different classes. S-Class 1.
Kind of. But, yeah. It goes from E to S, yes. Yeah. And the whole premise is like, because the gates opened up in the world takes place in the real world, and gates opened up in all over the world, Japan, Korea, the US, everywhere. There's certain gates, I forget what country, there's a gate that opened up that basically just destroyed that entire country. It's like not a country anymore.
Damn.
It's I forget which one that was, but surprisingly it wasn't the US or Japan, because it's a Korean manga. It takes place in Korea. But when that happened, people awakened to magical abilities with it. But once you awaken to your powers, you're fixed at that level of power. There's no amount of training or whatever. Yeah. They do come up with something like you can have one reawakening later, but it's like super, super rare. But the main character, Jin Woo, is the only one that can
level up.
It gets stronger with experience. You know what I mean? The more people he kills and the more things he fights, the stronger his abilities get. Plus, he's a necromancer in the first place, so that inherently, the stronger enemies you kill, the stronger you get, because you get stronger necromancer people, which is just awesome too. It's like just the fact that a necromancer type class is the main dude. It's like, you know what I mean? And it's the art style, and then nailing it right so far. The art style of like that first dungeon where they get the powers. There's a bunch of statues in it, and they just look like right out of the Solo Leveling statues. This guy, like, he's so creepy or whatever, and this is just nailed in the anime right now. I mean, he didn't do the smile yet. He's just more of this stoic thing, more the statue. But they ended on a cliffhanger right before he would do this. So, because the one thing I did see someone actually say is the first episode should have been an hour long, because it was. Crunchyroll just didn't release it, because the first 2 episodes were released like last month or a month and a half ago.
You do.
As like a special release as the first 2 episodes, but Crunchyroll only put the first episode up. So I don't know what's up with that, but yeah. So the artwork is so far there, but the thing is, it hasn't shown anything crazy. Like this dude's powers, man. Like when he when he uses his necromancer stuff, it's just like those dudes are so, you know, badass. Like all of his, of course I can't get it. Where, like, that's a summon of his, just like straight up. See, it's just like all of the artwork on his shadows are just so, like, that's a panel right out. That's like the main cover of it. Like, the artwork is just, it's fucking fabulous. So I'm just hoping that this kind of stuff translates well into anime, you know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes, because they could fumble the ball on it, or they could just fucking knock it out of the park. Because the good thing too is the whole manhwa is colored, so you don't have to worry about being like, oh, that color doesn't fit there, or this color. You know what I mean?
I just hate stories that play with video game tropes.
Yeah, like this. That's a panel. Those are all his shadows right there. All the, like, the blue flames on everything. Oh, this is the ants. See? They're much more ant-like. Solo Leveling's art is just, it's just so good. I need to finish reading it. I stopped reading, like, the quote-unquote season 2 somewhere, because just stuff happened. Like, that's so good. Because there's so much good stuff that happens in it that I don't want them to, like, ruin with pacing, or to, like, decide that they're gonna remove certain scenes to make things go faster, you know what I mean? Especially the early stages when he's trying to figure out his powers, what's going on. Because it takes a while for him to get recognized as what he is. And by the time he is, he's basically one of the strongest characters in the game, the verse anyway, in the human side anyway. Yeah. There's way stronger monsters. than the S class are prepared to deal with. Hence the Chimera Ant arc. But I'm probably gonna end up doing a solo leveling binge again with the fucking manhwa. But I'm enjoying episode 1. We'll see how episodes 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on go to see how well they do. Because, you know,
how they live up to it.
12 episodes. There's been a split core release for the new anime. It's been revealed that the first season will be run for 12 episodes according to Home Media. Yeah, everything just says 12 episodes. And 12 episodes is not enough to cover up to the Ant arc. It's like, it's not called the Ant arc. It's the name of the island it's on. Something with the J, I think. But, that happens in like chapter like 100-ish. It's late into, you know, there's a lot of characters that are established in stories that are established before that arc, and you have to build him up to the point to where you can justify what he does in that arc, in front, because that's the arc that really showcases his power to the world. You know what I mean? That one.
His debut.
His worldly debut, not to like on the main stage of popularity in verse, because to us we've been watching him do crazy shit all the time, but the solo part of it also plays that he likes to just do things by himself on the side, is in like, I don't want this media attention type deal, until it becomes more beneficial for him to have said media attention. So it's a good show. It's a good manhwa that deserves a good anime. And I think if they do it right, then they can have many seasons and rake in a lot of money instead of trying to rush things, have it be bad, and then not make money. You know, and if you want to make money, do it right. That's what the people want, and that's what the people should get. But that's solo leveling, my baby. I say that as I haven't finished reading it, and it's been done for like 3 years. The manhwa.
Damn.
Something like that. And it's probably not been that many years, but it's been a while. It's been a while.
Brutal.
Yes. And the author, unfortunately, has passed away since. He finished the story first, though, from my understanding.
That's good, though.
It was after the series had already completed, so. But sometimes that can be a bad thing, because now he's not there to be like, no, don't do that to my thing, my work. You know what I mean? If he was, or she was still alive, I'm sure they would have some say into it, because it's like solo leveling is like the manhwa, so it's like the most popular comic out of Korea. You know what I mean? So people were surprised in the first place that Japan was gonna animate it and not Korea. But I don't really know many Korean. I haven't really seen any Korean animes. I mean, we've seen some Chinese stuff, and they do some great stuff.
Yes.
Their animation is pretty wild. But I mean, it could also just be.
It is bound to happen. 3 other manhwa have already gotten animes.
Yeah. Tower of God, God of High School, and Noblesse.
And a bunch of them have gotten live-action adaptations.
That's unfortunate.
And Sweet Home.
I don't know what that is.
Your wife was watching it last week, I think, or a week or 2 ago.
Is that the
one that looks like cheap Resident Evil?
Oh, it has the monsters or whatever? Yeah. You want to hear something hilarious, though? Have you ever seen any of the meme videos on, like, Facebook or YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever you watch in shorts of...
I don't watch many shorts, but...
Oh, no?
No.
Well, I'm sure maybe videos in general. Let's see if you've seen it. So, it's like the memes where you'll be like, the wife is watching something, and the husband's there, and he's like, why do you watch this garbage? Episode 2. Are you still watching this thing?
Yeah.
Episode 3. So who's this person again? Episode 4. Well, why? And then they're like so in it.
Yeah, but compare.
Oh.
I mean, like, the monsters in the actual manhwa are way better looking.
She hasn't finished it, but I mean, that one isn't... She's watching... I've seen that specific monster, and that looks way better drawn than in the live action. Yeah, okay. So the manhwa's just better.
I've heard great things about it.
So she's watching a Korean drama right now.
Ooh, which one?
Fuck, what's the name? It's about a demon that has like a cross tattoo on his wrist, and
Don't know this one.
he loses his powers to some like rich girl, and now he has to be like around her all the time because he can only use his powers while touching her, and it's, I don't know. I'll get the name from her and let you know. But I'm like,
My partner watches a lot of Korean shows.
I'm like in it at this point. I was playing video games and I'd like
I was reading.
put the controller down.
I was reading manga while he was watching Alice in Borderlands, and I was putting my phone down. I was watching some. They all had like bombs strapped on their neck, and they had to get the symbol on the back of it from another person by the end of the day and give like a prompt or the right answer. It goes boom.
So then you have to trust that whoever you're talking to has told you that
know
you have
what's
the right
worse?
one.
It's one of 4 card suits. So even if you think they're lying, that's 3 other to choose from.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. It's something demon, because in the title for the Korean drama. My Demon or something like that.
You know, I've been seeing something like that floating around Netflix. I think you're right.
Yes, dude, it's wild to me because he takes, like, the first time you see him, because she was sitting next to me, so I was kind of like glancing, I could see stuff, you know, our TVs are 4 feet apart from each other on our double desk setup. But, so the demon makes contracts with people. They do what I don't know the details of the contracts because that's all in episode 1. He can't make contracts anymore because he doesn't have his powers. So I haven't seen the details of the contracts on what they give up, if it's their soul or money, or I don't know the details. But so he came to collect whatever it was to a mafia boss. The mafia boss didn't have it or whatever, so he killed the mafia boss like in front of the thing. So all of the gang members decide, you know, they're loyal to the boss. So they're like, all right, we're going to fucking kill this guy. He just killed our boss. Let's kill him. He puts them inside of a newspaper. Like, they are now part of the newspaper. Like, picture, they just disappear.
Like, straight up, like...
He opens the newspaper and closes it. A guy disappears, then he opens it again, and their picture is in the newspaper. So now they're like trapped inside the newspaper. So he puts all of them, every single one of them, inside this newspaper. And then, at the end of the scene or whatever, because my wife was saying, I guess he can't really kill people that aren't the contractees, so he just messes with people. So, but I've seen him almost kill people where she stopped. I was like, I don't know if that's true.
Did they ever get out?
It's
death.
So he snaps his finger, and then they all appear in the same bathroom stall together. So it's like 20 dudes stuffed on top of each other in one bathroom stall. But these guys keep coming back at this guy. I was like, he just stuffed you inside of a newspaper.
I would move. And I would leave the country.
All of you watched it happen. Like, the main dude that, like, you know how you've seen, like the dude that's with the main guy that calls him Aniki or whatever.
Yeah.
In, like, the Japanese, like, that guy, like, the number 2 guy who's now, like, leading everyone that the main dude's dead. He was the last one in the newspaper. So you watched all your boys get put inside this newspaper. Then yourself put into it. And you still keep coming back for the smoke. Granted, the latest time they came back, one of them hit a Shizuo moment. They came up behind him and just smacked him with a baseball bat. And he started bleeding.
You know, a blow like that could kill a guy, right?
So that means you get what you get, right? So they made him bleed. And usually, you know, if it bleeds, you can kill it type deals. But I'm still like, this dude still fucked you up in the first episode. Yeah. Leave him alone.
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Doesn't mention the cost.
The time before this, they were messing with him in a bar, and he was using his telekinesis powers to throw shit at him and like forks, so like jamming into like their chest. And then the last one was a knife come right at his face. The girl stopped him, and the knife stopped right in front of his face. And then they left. So if this guy's like got god powers, and you still want to fuck with this guy. So when they beat him up, right, the girl comes back because he was separated from the girl. But then she comes around, and they get to each other where he can touch. And then they go to fight him, and then nobody can move. So it's like, God, dude, the acting was so good in this scene by these guys. I was so impressed. I was like, this is just a TV show. You would think that would be so good. But this scene was like amazing, where he's like yelling at everyone, like, what are you doing? But doesn't realize the dude's dancing. Wait, it's like, what's going on? The demon says, you know, you can't tango by yourself. And the girl's like, what are you talking about? So he starts doing the tango with her while forcing all of these other dudes that were just trying to beat him up also doing the dancing, but they're in control of their own voice and facial. So it's just so cool to watch these guys do all these dance moves while their faces are horrified and like screaming at each other and be like, no, what are you doing? Stop doing it. Get him. Get him. And they're like getting flung everywhere. And like, he's just dancing with the girl, and they're getting like, they're dancing, and all of a sudden they'll get thrown through the glass of a shop or something, or thrown into the street. And we're just like, it was a good scene. So it's just like
awesome.
And I'm just sitting here like, there's all this like it's drama. So the girl's wrapped up in all of this like inheritance drama. There's a fucking murderer on the loose that wears this fucking skin of his victims on his face to hide his identity. Very well, by the way, because you look at it and you think that it'd be like Leatherface, but it's like, no, it's just a different actor, basically. Yeah. It's like, you do real well with those Leatherface disguises. It's like, I almost just gave a spoiler for something you stopped watching. I'm not going to say that, though. I'm sure you'll watch it again, so I ain't going to say. But I don't know. I'm liking it. It was a Game of Thrones spoiler.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just in it. We're like halfway through it, I think, or whatever. And I'm just like, you know that the two are going to be romantically involved by the end. It's Korean drama. It's just like written on the fucking face of everything. Like every episode seems to end with them longingly staring into each other's eyes for like a straight minute with music playing. It's just like all slow motion too. And the guy has like silky smooth skin. It's like how much makeup and contour are you wearing right softly now?
And every time we touch,
yeah, this feeling. I don't know. It's weird that it doesn't get much.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different, and it's like, I don't know. She watches much. Like I watch anime, and that's it. So she's the one that branches out and finds these weird shows, and then like I missed the first 2 episodes. And then I watched the rest of the series. So
I feel like I only watch weird shows now.
Like that, there was one she watched on Netflix, Shadow and Bone. That was pretty good. Nice. But that one we kind of watched more together. Like, it was the first episode that got me into it when she was watching it. So I wasn't too confused. And that one's in English, so I could hear what was happening. With this Korean one, like it's not even Japanese where I might catch a word or two. I just don't know.
Learn another one.
I just don't know anything that they're saying. So if I'm not looking at the screen, I have no idea what's going on. But maybe it's going to open a whole new genre of things for me to watch.
World. There's a lot of it on Netflix, so if it does, you'll have a huge supply.
But I'm pretty sure that's what she's watching it on is Netflix. So
yeah,
I mean there wouldn't be anything else she would be. So yeah, it's Netflix.
They've been going real hard on it.
Netflix is going hard on, was for a little bit going pretty hard on anime too.
Yeah, it feels like it stopped.
Right. I gotta watch Castlevania though.
Yes, I actually watched the preview again. I was just sitting there like, man, I should watch this.
It looks so good. You should watch the last season of Castlevania first, though.
Probably should.
You definitely should, because there's going to be a lot of context you're going to need.
Isn't it like mad long?
It is, though? But Alucard's in it, and I've seen scenes.
The state of the world's wholly different.
I've seen like scenes mention stuff about Cypher and the Belmont. I forget his first name.
Is it Simon? Is that just a different one?
This is a different one. I want to say Victor, but I know it's not Victor.
Not Victor.
It's because everyone just calls him, the Belmont.
Oh, Belmont.
You must be the Belmont.
Yeah, no.
Fuck.
Clive. Clive Belmont.
Oh, boy. It's like right there on my tongue, too. Oh, Trevor.
Yep.
I got it. Trev4. I was worried you would name. I was worried you would name the child Trev4.
Yeah, because this one's about Richter.
Yeah,
it's like one of the two Smash characters from Castlevania.
Yeah, I think it's like 200 or 300 years later. Something.
It's like, how much context do I need?
You don't. But I guarantee you that last season is going to be better than this one. Because
probably,
especially because you can have all of that what do we call it, investment into it with all these characters, you know what I mean? Such a good series too. They nailed it. Castlevania. It's so good. Maybe they should just start doing that with the other stuff instead of like making live action Witchers and
just get that specific studio pumping out some fucking series.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's so good. It's one of those things that I need to watch before I end up canceling my Netflix again. Because the only reason I haven't... Yes, Beastars, Bastard, Castlevania's new season.
And 6 parts of JoJo's. Well, like...
Crunchyroll has that too.
5.5. Crunchyroll doesn't have part 6.
Well, it has some of JoJo's in it. So I don't... Season... Stardust Crusader itself has almost 100 episodes. I'll be okay. There's enough JoJo's.
No, you need part 6.
Motherfucker, aren't you also still in part 2?
3.
Part 3 is... Yeah, part 3 is
Crusaders.
Stardust Crusaders. That's right.
Like I say every time, they said 9 more enemy stand users met with Dio, and my heart sank.
Yeah. Oh, you know what another thing's on Netflix for me to watch? Baki.
Yes, it is.
It is indeed. Video games just get in my way of watching things.
Oh, same. No, I don't watch anything on my own. I only watch stuff with my partner. Literally. I literally don't watch anything on my own anymore.
Well, because what happens with me is when I get in, when I get in low periods of video games, there's not really much to play right now.
You push through and do another 100 hours.
Sometimes, yeah. But, you know what the main problem is online games.
Yeah.
Because I blow through solo player games and I don't buy them all that much, and if I beat one, then I beat it, and I'm like, okay, I'll chill until the next one comes out.
I'm 120 hours on Predecessor.
I'm closing up on 100 too. I'm like, it has not been long enough to justify these hours. A lot of it, though, I will admit as well, is there's a lot of main menu sit downs.
There, yeah. I mean, I can get the exact number though.
Oh, because it tells you how many in-game match played?
Match time on the MMR site. Oh, come on. I know I have a tab for you. Don't even play with me.
Apparently your phone just miraculously closes tabs, so...
Oh, here it is. 79.3.
All right, yeah. So, and you said you're closing in 120 hours, you said?
Yeah, but I also go out for, smokes all the time, too, so that makes sense.
But then also the same things,
I can check yours right from mine. Yep, 70 hours. Yep.
Oh, yeah, so we're, right there. But I have, because, you have 79 hours and, 120.
I have, all the mornings to play, so...
Well, because me, I'll, there's times that I'll turn it on and it'll just be sitting there and I'll, walk away, do something around the house, or I'll be sitting there on my phone in between a match or something. So there's a lot of wasted in-game time that's not played, like time played. You know what I mean? So,
but still some pretty
especially
good numbers.
I'm like deep back into Smite 2 again. Lately, we've been like hardcore into Monster Hunter World thanks to Asmongold.
Yep. Thanks.
He's in G rank now too. I haven't watched the first video of it yet.
I still haven't finished the first one.
I skip through it. Like if he's not actively fighting something, I'm not watching.
See, I have to do this stuff at work, so.
And I skip any of the cutscenes while he's watching cutscenes. I'm like, I don't need to see this. I've seen these cutscenes. I want to see you fight. He's actually pretty good at it.
I would imagine. I mean, it's the Dark Souls skill set does carry over.
Which is weird though, because I've noticed in recent months that Asmongold is not as good as video games as he would lead you to think he is. But he's been doing pretty good. I haven't seen him fail twice on a quest. You know what I mean? So like he's carded 3 times and lost, and then came back and beat the quest the next time.
Beat ass.
But I will definitely say that like his chat is saying, he said it because I watched the first like 5 minutes of the G rank Iceborne video.
Yeah.
And he was like, so I beat Monster Hunter, but as everyone says, I've beaten the tutorial of the game, which is half true, because the true difficulty of Monster Hunter is always its end game stuff, which Monster Hunter World did have at the end of high rank, but there are tools that he had available with Iceborne to be able to just continue gearing, and then he fought some of the high rank end game stuff. Like I watched him fight a Teostra, which I thought was his first time fighting him, but I think it might have been his second because there was no cutscene played when he got to him. He beat him in like 4 minutes, and it was like, yeah, because you're wearing G rank gear right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once he reaches a certain point in Iceborne, he won't be able to do that because he'll reach his gear cap, but the monsters get stronger. Like he fought, I didn't watch it all, but he fought Lunastra and Teostra together in the arena, and that fight is hard as balls. And he just fucking beat the shit out of it. Especially Lunastra. Lunastra herself in World is fucking ridiculous. The amount of fire damage that bitch does to you is just outrageous. But anyway, it's another game that I'm 700 hours total into. God. 400, a little over 400 with my main character, my main male character. Just shy of, I'm like 250, like 220 hours on my main female character. And then now I am 15-ish hours into the new character we just started. So you total it up, it's like just shy of 700 hours that I've put into Monster Hunter World. And yeah, here I am on a 3rd playthrough.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Monster Hunter simp. All while I'm sitting here being like, I need to read more manga. There's a bunch of shows I need to watch on Netflix.
I feel you too. As my games take me away from the games I need to beat.
It's true. The never-ending cycle. It's like, why does sleep need to exist? Why do I have to sleep?
Oh, don't even say its name. I'm so tired.
Blame evolution for that. I can't.
For not being fast enough? Like, can I evolve out of sleep?
Well, I don't think people ever would, because
we would have by now.
Doesn't everything that lives sleep?
Trees don't sleep.
I mean, plant life, I guess. Maybe. Well, kinda. I mean, they kind of like droop down a little bit when they.
Oh, it's because they don't get any sun. But if this,
true.
If
that
the
could
sun
be
is
considered sleeping. Are they awake during the day?
If the sun is close to them, but out of reach, they'll literally droop up to get to that bitch.
Yeah. So maybe they just like, oh, the sun's not out. I'll just like hang out and rest.
So I gotta be a plant. I gotta become the fucking JJK.
All right, then anything that can move on its own. Is there anything that doesn't sleep?
Sorry.
I mean, there's got to be
This
some...
conversation connected really close to something from Scavenger's Raid in my brain, and I just re-traumatized myself. Sorry.
About what you guys were talking about earlier in the group chat. Of
so
reaching
they put a seed in the guy's chest and like grew into a spider. But the thing is, he doesn't have to sleep or eat anymore, but he's been constantly compelled to make a shelter for it. It's creepy and gross.
A shelter for said spider in him, so eventually the spider's going to grow out of his flesh.
Yeah,
and
and
kill
I've
him.
seen what the full-grown thing looks like. It might not kill him, but it'll keep feeding him and using him to sustain its environment, at least. It's gross. It's super gross.
And sad. Whatever happened to the fucking jellyfish trees?
Oh, they just... he's the one that was a victim of said jellyfish trees. They did handle the clone, but he was about to die, and they brought him to, like, a forest druid who put that seed in him.
So the cure to the fucking jellyfish trees was getting
a whole
out.
new problem.
This poor man.
Yeah. He was feeling good for a while there, though.
I'm sure he's not anymore.
Until he found out why he was making a shelter.
He just didn't know. He's like, I just
he's
feel
just like,
compelled to make this.
Yeah. And when he told the other girl, too, the girl's like, what do you mean stay the night? We're trying to get the fuck out of here. What do you mean make a shelter? Are you okay? You're not acting very
He's like, I just feel I need to do it.
This is how it is. And it took him, like, literally opening his chest and looking inside and seeing the fucking thing to be like, what's going on with me?
Not the fact that you had a cavity in your chest. Did you not feel it moving?
So gross. I hate that shit. I hate that looming under the surface problems. Ugh. It's gross.
No thanks, and it's a spider too. Creepy crawlies.
Yeah, I didn't even care what was in there. It was just him reaching and opening his fucking flesh up was just so gross. When he stuck his fingers into his chest, I stuck my face into the pillow.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't have to sleep or eat though, so I guess just gotta do that now. I'm not sure how much time we'll have though to play video games or read.
Well, first off, that's on HBO Max, you said, right?
Yeah.
And I just am
so slapping.
zero interest in paying $17 a month for that shit.
So good.
I was gonna get rid of fucking Hulu, but one of the I forget which one, but there's an anime that came out this season that I watched the first episode for that seems somewhat interesting, but it's really like, first episodes, it's a synopsis episode type deal. It's like setup. So it's like, let's see what you do with this setup to see if I'm going to keep watching you. And so far, that's the only one that's on Hulu. So if it's not good, I'm just going to
I do think
get rid of it
Hulu's
for now.
Out of the good streaming services, I think Hulu's the worst right now. And by good streaming services, I mean not Peacock.
I've never seen what's on Peacock, so I assume it's just bad.
I think it's just The Office at this point.
Well, because I pay for the lowest service of Hulu that's offered, so I get ads, and I'm just okay with that. It's whatever.
I just mean for like catalog wise.
There's not really. I mean, the only reason I got it back in the first place was because Bleach was going to be on there, and then when I was on there, I was like, well, let's see what else is here, and I ended up watching Summertime Random. Binged all of it in 2 days, except for the last 2 episodes, which I still haven't gone back to watch. Undead Unluck's on there. Another one. Hulu has... Me and Hulu's relationship is, let me watch this whole season except the last, 2 or 3 episodes. Same with, what's that other one that's on there that was popular? It was 2 seasons ago. I forget the name of it. It's the only other thing on my watch list right now. But I've seen significantly less of that. I've only watched the first 3 or 4 episodes. Forget what it is. I don't even have anywhere close to knowing what the name is, so it's whatever. It's some anime. So maybe I finished.
On Hulu.
Yeah, well, it's just the app too just needs a overhaul of their UI almost. It's while I'm on it, it seems like it's fuzzy. You know what I mean? It's not crisp.
Yeah.
And it just seems outdated. You know what I mean? I think the one that so far, I mean, well, I've seen HBO Max.
Max is alright.
It's alright, but
It's an alright layout.
Crunchyroll is just horrible at this point.
It's absolute garbage.
It's that one.
I've never seen worse categories in my life, too.
Yeah, I use the search bar for everything. I mean, I go to my watch list to continue watching what I'm currently watching, or I search it. Yeah. I am not scrolling down.
Like one more down, and it's like cell phones. And it's all shows that have a cell phone in a picture at some point.
Right now, one of the things is starting the New Year's, and it's just like prompts up to episodes in animes about the New Year's. I'm
so
like,
stupid.
No, thank you.
The color pink. Things with the color pink.
Yeah.
Even tangentially on screen.
And I'm like, what is this nonsense?
They lost me at cell phones. The fact I was like, oh.
Honestly, the one that looks the best is Disney Plus.
I'm like never on there either, but I kind of remember the UI.
I just liked it because at the top they have that, because they have like their brands. They have Marvel, Star Wars, the Disney movies, Pixar. So it not only do you have each row at the bottom like a normal streaming service will have of different titles, but at the top it has those, so you could click on it and it'll bring you to all of the Marvel stuff. But when you click on it, it does this cool Marvel fade out on your screen, or the Star Wars.
It Disney does money.
Yeah, it does like a Star Wars. It shows a bunch of all of the like the droids like R2D2, C3PO, BB-8, and some of the other droids in the series. It kind of like flashes with the Star Wars colors through those while it loads in. Marvel does the Marvel fade out. It's pretty cool. So, I mean, yeah, Disney money. But from what I understand, the price of Disney Plus is about to go way up, and it was the cheapest, and now it's about to be the most expensive. Because when it first started, it was $6.99.
Mine's bundled with my Hulu, so
mine's not, because I pay for Hulu.
This year's already paying for expensive Hulu, so it was like $5 more to bundle Disney.
And I just get someone's password for Disney Plus.
But to be honest, I could drop both of those, and it wouldn't change my life at all.
Same. I don't. Well, we don't pay for Disney Plus. It's the in-laws. So, but my son likes to watch Star Wars occasionally, and you're not finding Star Wars on anything but Disney Plus. So, he likes Empire Strikes Back. He loves.
You can find that on a nice DVD.
Yeah. Well, I have all of them on DVD too.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But his TV that we have, it's just a smart TV that has the apps on it, and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't have literally nothing's hooked up to it. So, like, he likes Empire Strikes Back because he likes watching the Battle of Hoth because the AT-ATs. Because he's cultured.
Yeah. We've been over this. Hoth slaps, Ewoks suck.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, boom.
But mostly what he watches is YouTube. He's big into watching people put Legos together.
Fantastic.
But then he's also hyper smart with putting Legos together. Like, he puts all of his stuff together. He'll fall through you could give him he's done it. 200. He's 4 years old. You give him a 200-piece Lego set with a booklet that each page shows you picture by picture of what piece to put where, and he'll put the whole thing together.
Nice.
And I'm like, Jesus, I don't know if I would be able to do that. I mean, probably, but at your age, definitely not. So I'm so proud of you. But we finally got to see Zuma in peak Dandadan
fashion. So
I kind of saw it coming with Momo not being able to use her powers.
I didn't.
I was just like, I didn't really see it coming. I just had a suspicion. I was like, no, maybe her power, maybe it'll be something weird, like her powers won't work or something. I could see that happening. And then, like, I wasn't like, oh my god, I called it. And I wonder if you also wasn't surprised.
Earned them back through the board game then, because Zuma had powers outside and still has them.
He definitely did, because our style of like when Ken goes into his power mode.
Yeah.
Like the art style around the eyes and like
Yeah.
the structure around the mouth. That's what Zuma had going. I was like, oh shit. So this guy has power, so Momo should get him back at some point. But
Maybe gotta earn them.
I love how she called out for him
Yeah.
when she was about to get hit. It's like, yes.
I love umbrella powers.
Definitely unique, but
Yeah.
Nobutatsu. So I mean,
Well, I would say so if Gachi Akuta doesn't have a goated umbrella user right now.
Oh, I wouldn't know. But I swear to Christ, this Dandadan of all the chapters I read this week, Dandadan was the fastest one.
Yeah, because he was just being ass that whole chapter.
Well, yeah, because it was just action. So it's like I feel like I read that chapter in 3 minutes. I was like, no.
Don't worry, Spike's family will have your back when you start that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wordage everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Paragraph on
Lots
paragraph.
of wordage.
Deep lore wordage or useless.
There's just
banter.
lots of wordage.
No.
Just lots of wordage. No, there's again.
Well,
I thought it
should
was a good
say
chapter.
I shouldn't say useless banter because I don't think Spy Family has useless banter. They just have nice banter.
Yes. That was a lot. It was a good chapter.
I'll have to check it out. So we'll have, well, maybe if another one comes out this week, but we'll have a double Spy Family.
Yeah, I don't know. They came out pretty fast. I feel like it and Kaiju went over time. Yeah, no, 13 days.
Sadness.
Yeah, because I feel like these came back to back, didn't they? No, I guess they did take a week in between. It felt back to back though.
Yeah. Well, it might have been because we talked about them back to back because of the Christmas break and all that stuff. And the Shonen break. But is anything on break this week that we know of? Like, JJK's coming out.
Is JJK coming out? Did we check the days on JJK?
I don't think we did, actually.
I feel like it's not going to be.
Oh, my God.
I feel like
It's not, is it?
it's not. Of course it's
13
not. 13 days.
13 days. Bastard.
We'll have a Chainsaw Man to talk
We'll have
about.
a Shoujo Null. We'll have a lot of Shoujo Null.
If this guy reads it.
Because another one's coming in 4 days.
Well, is it a .1 that's coming?
It's probably going to be a point 1, actually, because there's a new Wild Strawberry in 3 days, and they don't drop together.
Yeah.
As we established. Yeah, it's probably going to be a point chapter. Please, it sucks. Let me talk about it sucking.
I will do my best to read it.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good place to end it. I'll pick up my slack.
You better.
And we'll have double Spy Family. Well, one Spy Family.
One Spy Family.
And double.
3 Shoujo Nulls.
Well, 2.
2.
Because I read the other one, but I mean, I let you just the 3 chapters go.
Yeah,
you
you're
just
still gonna
talked to the whole
yeah.
thing, and I read it anyway afterwards.
Oh yeah,
Because I checked, I'm 2 behind.
the like super overdosey one.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I'm 2 behind. I'm not counting.
So your
points.
Arm Blade Man chapters.
Yes, that one. I didn't read the. You can be a cocaine dealer and a police officer.
Oh man, I can't wait to talk about this chapter. 'Cause
It's even more over the top.
it's not over the top. I want to say contradictory. Because the man even says, like, it's about how you live in this world, or, like, following the rules. I'm like, motherfucker, you were dealing.
You ain't following no rules, mother.
And it shows a flashback to him stacking the money when he was dealing at one point in it. I'm like, oh.
You contradictory asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, real quick, too, about Dandadan. Another showcase and why it's on the app. Momo's potty mouth at the beginning of that chapter. She's like asshole and all this shit right at the beginning. She's so mad. I took a screenshot of it too.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say about her trying to run up that slant.
Yeah.
I was about to say that was me in Super Mario 64 all the fucking time, man.
Yeah,
I know that pain.
She goes, shit, damn it. What asshole thought this up? I'm gonna make you regret this, dickwad. And then she slips. So I'm like, yep, that's why it's on the app.
Yeah, it reminded me of Super Mario
Not
64.
on the
So
app.
hardcore.
That's hilarious. But I think it's a good place to end it.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Thank you all for stopping by. It's been episode 45 of the Dukes of Wisdom.
45.
We'll catch you next week.
More chapters.
More chapters, as always. Da-da-dum.